Hi viewers, this is PPG in front of you once again. So far we have discussed the living inclusions of the cell like nucleus, mitochondria, plastid, lysosome, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, then centrosome and ribosomes. These are all living inclusions of the cell. Now today we will discuss about the non-living inclusions of the cell. So please stick around and I will see you after the intro. Welcome back viewers. As I have stated before that today we are going to discuss about the ergastic substances. Now let me put you the question, what do you mean by ergastic substances? It is actually the non-living inclusions present within the cell. It is called the ergastic substances. Now let us see what are the different types of ergastic substances present within the cell. Number 1, reserve food matters. Number 2, the secretory matters, and number 3 is the excretory matters. So reserve food matters, secretory matters and the excretory matters together called the ergastic substances. Now we will discuss about the reserve food matters. What do you mean by reserve food matters present within the cell? So there is a general tendency of a cell to store the reserve food matters for the future use. All the plants and all the animals, they do preserve the food matters for the future use. When there is no food outside in the nature, so to sustain for a day or more than one day, they reserve the food matters for the emergency purpose. So plant, they stored the carbohydrate type of food matters in the form of starch. Plant, all sorts of plants do store the carbohydrate type of food in the form of starch. Only exceptional case is the fungi. Fungi do store in the form of glycogen. Now what is starch? The starch is the long chain of glucose molecule. Carbohydrate molecules are produced during the photosynthesis. Main carbohydrate is the glucose molecule. Glucose molecules are produced during the photosynthesis. This glucose molecule is soluble in water. Now plants do store the glucose molecule in the form of starch, which is a complex compound. It is insoluble in water. So first the plant transform the glucose molecule, the soluble molecule into insoluble molecule starch, so that it cannot go into the glycolysis and Krebs cycle chain for the metabolism, for the release of energy. So to protect that food matters from entering into the glycolysis and Krebs cycle, they do secure that food matters in the form of starch. It is a long chain of glucose molecule. Now glycogen is also a long chain of glucose molecule, but it is little bit branched. So glycogen is stored in fungi and starch in case of rest of the plants. The protein molecules are stored in the form of aleurone grains and fat in the form of elaioplast. In animals, the carbohydrate type of foods are stored in the form of glycogen, just like fungi. Fungi and animals, they do have the similarities. So for the storage of food materials are concerned, both of them secure their reserve food matter in the form of glycogen. Animal glycogen and plant glycogen. So in your examination, in a competitive examination, this type of question may come, that what is the reserve food matter of fungi? The answer would be the glycogen, and in case of animal it is also glycogen. Now comes the protein. There is no mechanism to store the protein type of food in case of animals. but in case of plant there is a mechanism to store the protein molecules in the form of aleurone grains, but protein cannot be stored in the animal. Protein gets metabolized. Protein cannot be stored within the body. There is no mechanism. Now, fat can be stored in the adipocyte. Adipose means the fat and cyte means the cell. So, in the adipose cell, fat is stored. That is, the adipocyte cells are present in the connective tissue. Now, this portion I think it is now clear. Now comes the secretory materials. The plant cells and animal cells do secrete some necessary materials. In plant cells we do see nectars are produced, pigments are produced in case of plants as well as in animal cells. In case of plant, the pigments are chlorophyll, the green colored pigments are called chlorophyll. Then comes the orange colored carotene and the yellow colored xanthophyll. In case of animal, the pigments are melanin, the black colored pigment is called the melanin, which are produced by the animals. Then comes the hormones. In case of plant, there are many types of there are mainly three types of hormones are present, like auxin, gibberellin, florigen. In case of animals, there are so many types of hormones are present, which will be discussed in the hormone chapters. Then comes the enzyme. Enzymes are produced in the plant cells and animal cells. In the plant cell, the most important enzyme is the carboxydismutase, which works during the photosynthesis. And in animals, there are so many enzymes are there. We will discuss the names of those enzymes during the enzyme class. Now comes the excretory materials. Excretory materials are produced due to the metabolism. Now, what do you mean by metabolism? The sum total of anabolism and catabolism is called the metabolism. So, there is a continuous anabolism process and catabolism process are going on within our body, and due to that excretory materials are being produced. The excretory materials are broadly categorized into non-nitrogenous type and nitrogenous type. The non-nitrogenous type is number 1 and number 2 is the non-nitrogenous type. The non-nitrogenous types are rapphide, cystolith, tannin, latex, gum. These are all non-nitrogenous type. That means here nitrogen atom is not present in this molecule. Rapphide, cystolith, tannin, latex, these are organic molecules. In these organic molecules, nitrogen is absent. But in case of nitrogenous type of excretory product, nitrogen atom is present. Example, quinine, morphine, caffeine, etc. Now, this is an interesting question. What do you mean by alkaloid? The nitrogenous excretory materials of the plant is called the alkaloids. Now, these are the names of the alkaloids: quinine, morphine, caffeine. Caffeine we are used to. The caffeine alkaloid is present in the coffee and tea. It acts as a stimulant. Now, I am coming back to metabolism again. Metabolism creates the excretory materials. Now, it has got two parts: anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism, what do you mean by anabolism? Anabolism is building up process. Here the dry weight increases. The dry weight of the organism increases and is a building up process. Example, photosynthesis. The catabolism is the destructive process where the dry weight decreases, or you can say in other words, if the dry weight decreases, it is called the catabolism. The respiration, where the glucose molecules are broken down to give rise the energy, in that case the dry weight gets reduced of the organism. That process is called the catabolism. So, anabolism and catabolism together makes the metabolism. So, let us brush up once again. The ergastic substances are reserve food matters, secretory matters and excretory matters. Reserve food matters are, in case of plant, carbohydrate, starch, and in case of fungi it is glycogen. Protein is stored in the form of aleurone. fat is stored in the form of elaioplast. In case of animal, the carbohydrate is stored in the form of glycogen, just like the fungi. There is no mechanism to store the protein molecules in the animal body. Fat is stored in the adipocytes. Secretory materials are nectar, pigments, hormones, enzymes, and the excretory materials are two types, non-nitrogenous and nitrogenous or alkaloids. This will be discussed in details in the excretion chapter later on. So, if you have got any question, please feel free to put in the comment section. If you like this video, then hit the like button, and if you want to get notified, please hit the subscribe button. As and when we will discuss, as and when we upload the video, you will get notified. So, thank you very much. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.